Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel one more time. Today I'm going to do a full review of one of the BhCosmetics palette. It's going to be the 88 Standard Matte Eyeshadow palette. If you want to see how I do it, just keep watching. Well, first impression is just standard packaging, but it looks like hard packaging. It's plastic, but it's good. It's not like it's going to break too easy, but it's not anything special about it. You can see the ingredients in the back. You don't see the names. The eyeshadow doesn't have any names. They are just the ingredients from the eyeshadows. When you open it, it's a little hard to open, which is good. It means they won't open easily. When you open, you have a small mirror in one part with two applicators with sponges attached to that part, and on the other side you have the 88 eyeshadows covered with a plastic thing of film. Inside, as you can see, you have the 88 eyeshadows. They are going from lightest to darkest. They are mixed, even it's a matte eyeshadow palette, they're mixed. They come in some shimmer, or little bit of more, frosty type of eyeshadows. I would say that it's like half matte, half shimmer, frosty, really lightly frost eyeshadows. They're not really strongly any. Yeah, I think maybe this here and that one here, up here, the one with more shimmer in it. They're really well pigmented, but as sometimes happen, the matte eyeshadows, they are more pigmented than the shimmer ones. Let me show you just small test. This is a matte eyeshadow. Let me take, this is a little shimmer eyeshadow. Okay, there is no big difference, but there are some difference on it. Some of the eyeshadows, they are really well pigmented. They are nice to work with. Yeah, they can be a little bit powdery eyeshadows, but it depends on how you take the eyeshadow from the palette. If you take the brush and just take the eyeshadow like that, like moving around the eyeshadow, it will go all over the place. It will become a lot of powder or really powdery eyeshadow. But if you pat the brush into the eyeshadow really softly and pressing hard, you will get the product in the brush, but it won't go all over around like a powdery eyeshadow. So for that, I think it's good. It's not too powdery if you know how to use it, so it's really good for that. It works great, so it blends good. It lasts long, but if you use eyeshadow primer, it lasts even longer. So good for that. I think it's a really nice quality-price relation. I think there is an excellent choice if you are starting in makeup and you don't have a big budget to buy a lot of eyeshadows. You can buy palettes like this to cover most of your range colors, and it won't be too expensive. This, I think, is around $12, which is great. Even if you are a makeup artist like me, these are great options. So you have in one palette or most of the color that you can use in a shooting or in a job. Let me just try some of them. They're really great quality to be a full palette, because sometimes in palette like this, the quality can go down a little bit because they have a long quantity of eyeshadows. But in this case, it's not like that. I think it's a really nice eyeshadow palette. You can do tons of makeup, night dark makeups. You can do more natural makeups, highlights, deep smoky eye, really colorful makeups or looks. I think it's an amazing option to have a couple of this type of palettes. This is the standard, so you have a long range of colors from really dark to really light. But Cosmetics has a different palette. They have cool palette with more cool undertone eyeshadows. They have warm palette with more warm undertone eyeshadows. Also, they have lip palette. They have blush palette. They have also the 120 eyeshadow palette, which is twice this palette. I think it's a really great option to choose a really nice and complete eyeshadow palette like this and spend less money on that and try a more specific or try more a large range of eyeshadows, and after you can choose the one that you like the most and order the Pro palette, which is a bigger size of eyeshadows, and you can choose as you want and make your own palette. I think this is an amazing option for that type of things, or just to, as I just say, just to have this as an eyeshadow palette option that you have, or just to play with makeup and start finding yourself the colors that you really like or that looks better on you. Also, as a travel palette, is great because it's not too big, it's thin, and you have any color that you may need in a trip. As I say, it's just around $12, and well, you can go and check it into the website. I'm gonna put it below in the description box. And that's it. I think that's everything that I can say about this palette. I've used it quite a lot. I used it for some Halloween tutorials not long ago and some fashion looks that I just did, and I was really nicely surprised about this palette because the colors are working great. They blend easy. They're quite strong pigmented, most of the eyeshadows, so that's really good. And that's it. I suggest you have some palette like this on your makeup kit, on your private makeup collection for, as I said, play with makeup. So I hope it's been useful for you and you go and check it out because it's totally worth it. And see you next time.